Welcome to KYC Media News. We bring you the greatest and most up-to-date news of the day, and we invite you to stay tuned. Elon Musk and Tesla sued. Alabama shooting. Elon Musk and Tesla sued. Elon Musk was sued for $258 billion on Thursday by a Dogecoin financial backer who blamed him for running a fraudulent business model to help the digital money. In a grumbling documented in government court in Manhattan, offended party Keith Johnson blamed Musk, electric vehicle organization Tesla Inc. and the travel industry organization SpaceX of racketeering for promoting Dogecoin and driving up its value, just to then allow the cost to tumble. Respondents knew starting around 2019 that Dogecoin had no worth at this point, elevated Dogecoin to benefit from its exchanging, the objection said. Musk involved his platform as world's richest man to work and control the Dogecoin pyramid scheme, revenue-driven, openness and entertainment. The grumbling additionally totals remarks from Warren Buffett, Bill Gates and others scrutinizing the worth of digital money. Tesla, SpaceX, and a legal counselor for Musk didn't promptly answer demands for input. A legal counselor for Johnson didn't promptly answer demands for input on what explicit proof his client has or hopes to have that demonstrates Dogecoin is useless, and the litigants ran a fraudulent business model. Johnson is looking for harms worth triple the $86 billion decrease in Dogecoin's fairly estimated worth since May 2021. He likewise needs to hinder Musk and his organizations from advancing Dogecoin and an appointed authority to pronounce that exchanging Dogecoin is betting under government and New York regulation. The grumbling said Dogecoin sell-off started around the time Musk facilitated the NBC show Saturday Night Live and, playing a made-up monetary master on a weekend update section, referred to Dogecoin as a hustle. Tesla in February 2021 said it had purchased $1.5 billion of Bitcoin and for a brief time frame acknowledged it as installment for vehicles. Russia is not spotless and unafraid to admit it. Since the Russian armed force went after Ukraine almost 4 months prior, a huge number of regular people have been killed and entire towns diminished to rubble, while a great many Ukrainians have escaped their homes. However, on Thursday, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov looked at me without flinching and let me know things were not as they appeared. "We didn't attack Ukraine," he guaranteed. "We proclaimed a unique military activity since we had definitely no alternate approach to making sense of for the West that hauling Ukraine into NATO was a lawbreaker act." Since Russia attacked Ukraine on February 24, Mr. Lavrov has given a couple of meetings to Western media. He rehashed the authority Kremlin line that there were Nazis in Ukraine. Russian authorities frequently guarantee that their military is denazifying the country. Mr. Lavrov created commotion as of late when he attempted to legitimize the Nazi slur in regards to Ukraine's leader, who is Jewish, by making the ludicrous case that Adolf Hitler had Jewish blood. Alabama shooting. In an Alabama church shooting, 2 people were murdered and 1 was injured. A solitary suspect terminated on a little gathering meeting at a rural church close to one of Alabama's significant urban communities Thursday night, lethally injuring 2 individuals and harming a third prior to being arrested, specialists said. The assault happened at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in the Birmingham suburb of Vestavia Hills, Police Captain Shane Ware said. He said officials raced to the congregation after dispatchers got a call revealing a functioning shooter at the congregation at 6:22 p.m. "From what we've assembled from the conditions of tonight, a solitary suspect entered a little church bunch meeting and started shooting. 3 individuals were shot. 2 individuals are perished. 1 individual is being treated for an obscure physical issue at a nearby medical clinic," Ware said at a late Thursday news preparation. 16/2022 in Vestavia, Alabama. AP photo/Butchdill. Vestavia Hills, Alabama, AP, a solitary suspect terminated on a little gathering meeting at a rural church close to one of Alabama's significant urban communities Thursday night, lethally injuring 2 individuals and harming a third prior to being arrested, specialists said. The assault happened at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in the Birmingham suburb of Vestavia Hills, Police Captain Shane Ware said. He said officials raced to the congregation after dispatchers got a call revealing a functioning shooter at the congregation at 6:22 p.m. From what we've accumulated from the conditions of tonight, a solitary suspect entered a little church bunch meeting and started shooting. 3 individuals were shot. 2 individuals are expired. 1 individual is being treated for an obscure physical issue at a neighborhood clinic, or said at a late Thursday news preparation. He added that a suspect was in care and that there was no danger to the local area as of now. At a previous preparation, where had at first said 1 individual kicked the bucket and 2 others injured in the shooting had been hospitalized. The FBI, U.S. Marshals Service and the Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, Tobacco and Explosives dispatched specialists to the scene. Examiners remained hours past dusk, with yellow police tape cordoning off the congregation complex and crisis police and fire vehicles with blazing lights obstructing the course to the congregation. Close by, individuals crouched and asked. The Reverend Kelly Hudlow, an Episcopal cleric in the Diocese of Alabama, told broadcast outlet WBRC that the congregation and the local area at large were staggered by the shooting. Iran is nearly acquiring atomic weapons. Last month, Iran's atomic program entered risky new area. Tehran presently has sufficient profoundly improved uranium for an atomic bomb. That material, enhanced to 60%, should be additionally improved to about 90% purported weapons-grade uranium before it very well may be utilized in an atomic weapon. However, that cycle, known as breakout, will presently require only weeks because of Iran's advances starting around 2019, when Tehran started pushing off the imperatives of the 2015 Iran atomic arrangement following the U.S. withdrawal from the arrangement. Albeit this activity alone wouldn't give Iran a bomb, it is the main move toward building one. The outcomes of this achievement are significant. As of recently, the worldwide local area has had months, in the event that not years, to forestall any Iranian scramble to bomb-grade material, a lot of opportunity to carefully determine the emergency. Should that come up short, the United States has consistently kept military choices if all else fails. Without a doubt, this reality has prevented Iran from attempting to construct a bomb. However, as U.S. Emissary Robert Malley noted last month, Iran's capacities have arrived where Tehran might actually create sufficient fuel for a bomb before we could know it, not to mention stop it. Given that Democrats and Republicans have long kept up with that they won't permit Iran to deliver atomic weapons, the way that the United States probably won't have the option to forestall an Iranian scramble ought to profoundly stress. The simplest answer for this issue, and the one the United States seems to in any case count on, would be a revisitation of the Iran atomic arrangement. This would delay by moving back a considerable lot of these atomic increases, putting Iran's breakout course of events at about a half year. In any case, converses with resuscitate the agreement have slowed down over Iran's interest that the U.S. State Department eliminate the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps from its assigned fear-monger list, clearly an extension excessively far for the Biden organization. The issue with trusting that a deal will emerge, nonetheless, is that the more extended the impasse delays, the more outlandish an arrangement becomes as its advantages decrease for both Tehran and Washington. The UN has cautioned that end Syria's inventory course would be a disaster. The final UN helpful guide course into Syria looks set to be closed down in a vote at the body's Security Chamber 1 month from now, one more loss from the breakdown in relations between the West and Russia. On July 10 the committee is because of decision on whether to keep open the Bab al-Hawa crossing from Turkey, which assists administration with rebelling held Idlib. The quantity of allowed crossline help courses into Syria was decreased from 4 to 1 out of 2020, as Damascus and Moscow, the country's central support at the UN attempt to declare Syria's sovereign right to control its boundaries and oversee the progression of a broad guide. 32 NGO pioneers have approached the UN to keep up with the intersection for an additional year, however the odds of coming out on top are thin. The intersection requires an UN goal and a Russian responsibility not to utilize its rejection to hinder the action. In an indication of the significance of the issue, unfamiliar priests from Ireland and Norway have visited the intersection, as has the U.S. representative to the UN, Linda Thomas-Greenfield. That's what the NGOs guarantee. In 2021, the Bab al-Hawa course permitted helpful guide to contact more than 2.4 million individuals a month in the northwest of the country. This included nourishment for 1.8 million individuals, sustenance help to 85,000, schooling for 78,000 kids, and admittance to life-saving pride packs for 250,000 ladies and young ladies. Over 60% of individuals in the locale have been uprooted from past fights somewhere else in Syria. Around 1.7 million are assessed to be living in camps. Assailant Islamist bunches control portions of the domain, and it is to Syria's greatest advantage to debilitate the progression of help. Mark Kutz, the UN's delegate local helpful organizer in Syria, said, "It would be a fiasco on the off chance that the goal isn't recharged. Last month, we had in excess of 1,000 trucks of help." He said Syria is informed about each help truck that crosses the line, and focused on the UN's just point was to help weak individuals on the two sides of the forefront. The one-year command to keep the boundary crossing open was reached out for a further year on July 9, 2021, yet since the Russian attack of Ukraine in February, relations with the West are near breakdown. The Russian appointment have left UN gatherings in disdain at the analysis evened out at Moscow. There is at this point no sign that the intrusion has decreased Russia's help for the Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad. Regardless, the nation is supporting its presence to forestall a new Turkish intrusion of Kurdish-controlled northern Syria.